Hey, big boxers. Welcome back to On the Shelf, a program that has and always will be dedicated to helping you get your products into a major big box retailer. Tim Bush here with you as always. Um, it has been a while. It's been a really long time. Man, it's years, right? Um, I'd actually kind of decided that I wasn't going to go forward with this podcast anymore. I kind of said everything that I needed to say, but I found out that this podcast still gets a tremendous amount of downloads per month, even though I haven't posted a podcast for maybe I didn't look it up, maybe 3 years. There's still a lot of people out there that need help wanting to know what are the key things to help them get into major big box retail. And so I thought, hey, why not start it up again? A lot has really changed since COVID. And unlike other consultants who help people get into retail, as you know, and it's still very true, I am selling into retail still every single day. I mean, in the last 90 days, I've put products into Dick's Sporting Goods, Academy Sports, Canadian Tire, and we just locked down a mod change for 2026 for Walmart. And so, still very much in the trenches of working with retailers, getting products into retail, and helping uh, manufacturers understand and solve the big dilemma of should I go? Do I need to go? Do I need to be in retail? If so, how do I do it? What are the key things I need to watch out for? All those things are still very much on the minds of people wanting to place a product on a shelf of a major retailer. And they're all still really valid. Although the retail landscape has changed tremendously, it's not the same retail landscape that it was pre-COVID. It's not even the same retail landscape that it was pre-new administration. Constant changes, constant roadblocks and hurdles, and people wondering, is retail dead? Is it even really going to still be viable? Do I need to put money, time, effort into getting my products there? And so I'm back to kind of answer all those questions and more. But today I wanted to start with something that's probably on the tip of everybody's tongue, which is tariffs. And I know it seems like an old topic, right? We don't even really notice that tariffs are still getting imposed on different things every single week. It's just not really in the news. However, retailers are really starting to deal with the ramifications of tariffs now because most vendors are out of now product that they had pre-tariff. They had loaded in product maybe, and those products have now sold through. And so retailers are now dealing with manufacturers that are saying, hey, the same product that I sold you last month now is going to be a different price. And, I was just speaking to a buyer a week ago at Costco who normally would be getting back to me really quickly. I sent him an email. Normally he would get right back to me, but it was weeks and weeks. And finally he got back and said, I've been buried. I've been buried doing price changes due to tariffs. And that's a reality, folks. It's a reality of our new environment. It's a reality of how we're going to do business, at least now, for now. It's a reality for how you have to start communicating with buyers. It's a reality of how you need to start working on your pricing and how does tariffs affect you, and is it better to start looking at secondary factories? I have a coaching client that before the tariffs were even in place, I sent him to Cambodia to get set up with an entirely new factory in Cambodia. And he did that. And then next thing you know, there was tariffs on Cambodian goods. And so that ended up being not as viable as we thought. But still, his proactiveness at the time when he was talking to Walmart and they were asking him, hey, what are you doing? Him saying, I was just in Cambodia talking to factories there about moving some of my production there. It went a long way with Walmart because in a sea of vendors saying, I don't know, I'm going to wait and see, I'm not doing, kind of being paralyzed, he was taking action. And that meant a lot to the buyers because it may not seem like it, but these buyers are being hammered from all directions on how they're going to deal with what at the beginning we thought, yeah, this isn't going to last. This is a scare tactic or this is just leverage. But what's turning out to be, a long-term thing. And so you either do one of two things here. You either figure out how to live within it or you fold. And so the people that I work with, we stopped saying, let's wait again, let's wait and see what happens, let's wait and see if things smooth out. We stopped doing that. Even though things did smooth out a little bit, we stopped waiting for it and we started saying this is the reality we're dealing with, and we started having open and honest conversations with our retailers, so that everybody was prepared. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Not going to be a long podcast, first one back, so I'm just going to hit these topics and set you in motion, kind of give you something to think about if you're having conversations with your retailers about tariffs. So I kind of broke it down into the top four things that I coach my clients on when they're about to have these conversations with their retailers on tariffs. And so let's kind of get into it with number one. I want you to know that the tariffs are not your fault. You didn't do it. You didn't say to do it. Maybe you voted for it, and that's fine, but it's still not your fault. You're not responsible for it. However, what I find when one of my clients sends me, hey, I'm going to send this email to so and so retailer about our tariffs. Can you look over it and let me know what you think? One of the very first things in the email is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we have to do this. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to reprice you. I'm sorry that that these things are happening. People, you don't need to be sorry. When you say you're sorry, it makes it seem like you're doing something to them that you have control over, that you could not do it. I am sorry, I got to do this. I'm sorry that this is happening, but man, I got no choice. You make it seem like you are in some way in control of this happening. Therefore, because you've chosen to impose this new pricing, you're sorry, but I'm going to do this. Okay. Yeah, maybe you're empathetic to it, but you don't need to be sorry. And I would recommend that you not use that tone in the email or the conversation. Really, what you need to say is, as you know, uh, the products that we currently sell you have now a blah 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 tariff. And I wanted to get with you as soon as I possibly could with our new pricing based on this new reality. And our current pricing is this. With the new tariff, it's now this. That's it. It's not there. It's not something that you can say, oh man, I wish, yeah, I'm sorry. This is kind of what we have to do. No, this is what it is. The tariffs are X. My price is Y. X plus Y equals Z. And here you go. Okay. So you're not, even though you might be sorry that the whole thing is happening, you don't need to talk to your buyer like that. You need to keep it professional. You need to keep it business. This is a business thing. It's not ambiguous. The tariffs are not a range. If you have a certain product and it has a certain tariff, you can't simply ignore that. And I know that there's all this out there. Oh, absorb it, do this. You know as well as I do, we can't absorb it. If there's a 25, 30, 40, 50% tariff now on your product, somebody has to absorb that. Now, maybe you talk to your factory, they can absorb a little bit of it. Maybe you can absorb a little bit of it. And then the consumer is going to absorb the majority of it. And that's the big mystery around tariff. Oh yeah, we're really sticking it to this person or that person. No, the people that are getting stuck with it are the people that are buying the product. And there's no way to get around it. You can't just up a product 50%, 40% and expect that you somehow magically had 50 or 40% extra margin in your product that you could just be like, okay, yeah, I'll just take that. We all know that that's not true. So when you're talking to your buyer, it's a very, in some ways, dry conversation. It's just the reality of it. Here's the price that we were at. Here's the tariff. Here's the price that we're now at. We're not trying to make any extra money. We're not adding any extra margin in there for us because we have to somehow absorb something else. No, we're just passing on this margin to you, and you at some point are going to have to pass it on in at the retail price. Okay. So no matter how bad you feel about it, it's not your fault. You don't have to act like it's your fault. You don't have to talk like it's your fault. And you certainly don't have to apologize for something that you didn't do. And you weren't necessarily a part of how it came to be. So just talk to them about the reality of it. All right, that's number one. Number two, tariffs coming out the way they have is not, it doesn't conform to the normal, right? And I'll give you an example. So I have a client that we sell to Tractor Supply. And when we went to them and gave them the new pricing, they said, well, you know that we have a 60-day window. Basically, you need to give a 60-day notice that that the pricing is going to change. And our response to that was understood. Had we been given 60 days notice, we would have been able to give that to you. But since how we were given a day notice, that's kind of the reality of what we're living in right now. So I understand that you have a policy, but we're living in different times. We're living in changing times. And therefore, in order for us to continue to keep your product online and in store on new products coming out, we have to implement this pricing right now because we have product on its way over that we're expecting to sell to you, and it's going to be imposed these new tariffs. So either we stop it from coming onto your website or into your store and wait the 60 days, or we pull the trigger on these price changes and do it the best way that we can. And I get it. Retailers are reeling. They're literally reeling. Left and right, people are coming to them with price this and price that and price that, and nobody wants to up their prices. Nobody. But we can't hide it either. We need to understand the reality of tariffs and how they really affect things. We can't hide it. We can't just say it doesn't exist. We can't say that it's not real or that there's just plenty of margin out there for everybody and we'll just absorb it. Those of us who are in the trenches of retail and pricing and margin understand that's not true. And so the normal is not always going to work. Every retailer has a price change policy. Otherwise, people would be changing prices every week. Of course, we know that you have that. Not to worry, but this is not the norm. We're not just changing prices because it's a new year and we want to make more money or cost of goods have gone up. And so this year we're making our normal, biannual price change. That's not what this is. This is a tariff-based price change that needs to be implemented right away. And therefore you are going to have to make an exception to this 60-day rule. And so understand that you probably, when you try to make this change, saying, hey, here is the new pricing, they are going to push back and say, hey, there's a window, there's a lead time that we need. And you're going to have to go back to them with that same kind of strategy that we did, which is understood. I get it. I get that you have rules, but we're under a different situation. We're under different pressures. We're under different timeframes. And these tariff-based price changes can't wait. So I would encourage you to talk to them about it like that. All right, number 3. These price changes could change again. Okay? These tariffs are constantly up for review and could change. And so what we've been saying is this is your new pricing based on current tariff rates. If the tariffs go down, then we are going to price you back down. If the tariffs go up again, we may have to reprice you again. But it's important that you let them know this is based on current. Again, refer back to number one. These are not your fault. You're not doing it. You're not imposing it. And so if we wake up tomorrow and the tariff that was 30% turns into 40% tomorrow, well, guess what? We can go through the current pricing and the current products that we have. Yeah, let's work through those at the current tariff rate. But once those are gone and we're bringing in new products, it's going to be repriced. And it's better to get that out in front. Okay. It's better to get that out in the open rather than try to wait until it happens and then try to push it through at the last second. So I'm not saying that we lament on it. I'm saying is that when you talk about the pricing, it's based on current tariff rates. Okay. It's based on current tariff rates. I have this big screen in front of me. And so I know that I keep looking up on the video anyway. Some of you guys aren't seeing this on YouTube, but in the video, I think I keep looking at my upper screen for no apparent reason, but forgetting to look down at my camera. So I'm back right here. Okay. All right. So number three, they could change again. And it's not a bad thing to say, hey, these are based on current tariff rates. You don't even have to say they could change again. Let's keep an eye out. You're just telling them this is based on current. They know when tariff rates change. They're very aware of that. Okay. All right. So number one, it's not your fault. Number two, these changes don't conform to the norm. So it's going to be outside your current normal procedures or the retailer's procedures. Number three, it could change again. And so making sure that you let them know that these price changes are based on current tariffs, not future, not yesterday's, but current. And they'll understand that that means that things could change. And then last, you're not alone. Okay. It's not just happening to you. You're not the only conversation that the retailer's having about this, even though they might make you think or may say or make you feel like, hey, everybody else is absorbing this. You're the only one on the planet that's asking for a price change. Not true. Take it from me. I'm talking to these buyers all the time, and that's all they're concerned with right now. That's all they're dealing with is price changes, price changes, price changes. So you're not alone. Don't make anybody make you feel like you're the only one struggling with this issue. Okay? You're not alone. It's happening to everybody across the board. All right. So when you're dealing with retailers, those are the key four things I want you to keep in mind. Number one, not your fault. Number two, hey, we're outside the norm. Number three, prices could change again. And number four, this isn't just happening to you. No matter what they say to you or make you feel, it's not just an issue happening to you. All right. All right. And as a bonus, this isn't part of this is just some advice. It's always good to have backup factories, to have backup manufacturing. So, even though maybe things have stabilized a little bit and you feel pretty comfortable with what's going on, your factory, your tariffs, this or that, don't just sit on that. Okay. Always be looking other countries, other factories, other options, even here in the States or, wherever you are. Don't just sit because things could change again. All right. And like I said early on in the talk, when we told Walmart that my coaching client was already in Cambodia talking to other factories, they were like, whew, okay, great. Even though that didn't turn out to pan out, he still has those factories set up. So at some point, if China gets imposed more tariffs and now Cambodia's less, that situation is done. He can switch that manufacturing over to the Cambodian factory just like that. And that gave Walmart a couple of things. One, it gave them the confidence that this particular vendor is being proactive, not reactive. They're being proactive, not neutral. Okay. That's what they need. And two, it elevated him in their standings because they understand that he's doing that for them. Of course, he wants to keep his products flowing, and of course, but also we have to keep our buyers in mind, right? Us making our buyers look good is what keeps our products or keeps them buying our products. So if we if we can give them ammunition to tell their bosses and say, hey, yeah, oh, the one that handles this or these guys have already sourced other factories and yeah, they're making moves. Well, that makes them look good. Oh, wow. You're already talking to your vendors about this. Okay. If you, I know it's been a long time since you've heard from me, but if you're a longtime listener, you know that I am not a fan of wait and see. I'm not a fan of being neutral. You're either moving forward or you're falling behind. Back during COVID, the conversations that we were having were a lot of clients were pulling back. Oh, I'm going to wait and see, wait and see, wait and see. Uh-uh. Those people are non-existent anymore. The ones that waited to see didn't make it. It was the ones who pushed forward, figured out something new, figured out what customers needed, changed their product, changed their strategy, went to online, went to delivery, whatever it was. They decided to participate in the new normal, not wait to see if normal came back. And this is no different. Every day is a new normal. You either participate in it, you push forward with it. Even if you get knocked down, you get up and you keep pushing forward. If you play wait and see, every day you're getting further and further behind. Okay? Every day you're getting further and further behind. So, wow, so good to be back with you. Hopefully, this helped. It's hard when you're dealing with tariffs or anything like this, especially with pricing. Having these conversations with your buyers, take the emotion out of it. Make sure this is a professional discussion. People understand business. Okay, people understand business. The sooner you have the conversations, the better. Don't wait till the end. Don't wait till, oh, by the way, product's showing up tomorrow and I need to add X amount of money to it. Yeah, that's not going to help your buyer. They can't turn on a dime. All right, they can't make changes lickety split. They're like the Titanic. You're dealing with Walmart. It's like 10 times the Titanic trying to turn the ice from the tariff iceberg. So the sooner you let them know, it's just like if you found out that you had a shipment that was going to be late and you're like, I don't know, maybe they'll catch a tailwind on the water and it'll pick up a couple of days. You always let the buyer know the second you find out that something might be late because it gives them time to maneuver. If you give them no time, a lot of times that's going to bite you. All right. So a lot of great things happening. TLB's getting ready to launch a brand new uh, I don't like to use the word mastermind, but it's a brand new group about getting into retail. So a bunch of people getting together that have products currently in retailers and looking to expand that. No better place to be than with other people doing the same thing that you're doing, and dealing with the same struggles that you're dealing with, and bouncing things off. So we're getting that group up and running. Most likely, it's going to be kicking off November, first week of November. Of course, if you're interested in that, you can always just email me or shoot me a message, and happy to send you the details on that. Um, Otherwise, I hope that in my absence, you've been prospering. I hope that your products are out there and on the shelf and doing well. And I hope that you and your families have been safe and have prospered during this time. And I look forward to more frequent conversations. Until then, I look forward to seeing your products on the shelf.